Hey everybody, Tyler with American Wash Systems. This is part 2 of this pump rebuild process. So I'm going to walk you through kind of what we did to get this pump running again. So we knew the motor would turn over on that GX 630, which is like the little brother to the 690 that we all kind of commonly use for our 8 gallon a minute stuff. So this has a Comet pump, but it's 7 gallons a minute. Just a little unusual. It's usually 5.5 or 8s. So kind of an odd size, but super fixable. So what happened, if you haven't seen the first video, the pump, this unit doesn't get used a lot, maybe once a year. So the water that was in the pump never got drained out, and it was full of calcium and all these minerals and iron deposits. And what happens, there's all these plungers in here and valves, and they kind of get all stuck together just because of bad use. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the springs are all rusted out. We pulled one out and it was just completely broken. So we went ahead and just bought a new kit for it. And these are what the plungers look like. So they're supposed to be full for this Comet. A couple of O-rings in there, and then this plunger inside freely moves back and forth how it's supposed to. So since we have the head off, it's really easy just to fix this real quick. If it was still on the machine, it's just a little tighter quarters. So all of these are actually just the caps for all these plunger ports. And if you remember the other video, these were also just coated in calcium and iron and hard water deposits, and even the bottom side. So how we fix that and get it all off, we'll take a little wire brush and we'll just gently, real gently, because we don't want to scratch anything or like make any deep scratches. Kind of go back and forth, massaging all those minerals off these and get them back looking like they are now. But the bottoms are a little more tricky. We were brushing, they wouldn't come off, all the calcium, hard water, all that white powder. So we've done this before. So we take a piece of, what is this, 1200 sandpaper, so super fine, fine grit. We spray some WD-40 on it. So this is all we used. I just apply a liberal amount here, and then I'll just gently, we're not going to do it because these are already clean, but I'll just kind of slide them over the top of that. So you don't want to do any edges or put any pressure on the outsides of this because you'll start to warp that the metal on there, but it's important just to have it flat and just to barely lightly move it back and forth, and just the weight of this paired with the lubrication and the sandpaper, it knocks that off really nice. So this is what we're left with, a really nice flat section, so the pump should enjoy that, kind of like it would be brand new. But other than that, all these are just dropping these plungers back in and then making sure they sit nicely in there, and then we'll put those plunger caps back on. All right, so you guys can't see me, but I do want you to see the parts and stuff. So we're gonna work the top side of this first, and it's really convenient that this is off of the pump. Otherwise, we're bent over a trailer and it's kind of just not easy. So all these do is they sit flat in there. Everything's been cleaned out on the insides of this too. So we just take some needle nose and gently hold these, not a ton of pressure. And we just slide those back down in there until it's where they're supposed to be, nice and flat. They're not beveled in any direction. And then we'll take our caps for it and just start putting it back on there. And for the most part, you can do a lot of hand tightening. That's the goal. But as we get a little further down, it gets a little tighter, we're gonna grab one of our wrenches. So this is the 30 millimeter that I was talking about. If we can get that to zoom in on it, you'll see right there. Well, it's upside down, but 30 millimeter, no big deal. We put this on tighten instead of loosey. So just going to the right, we're tightening it down. Nothing crazy, no real hard pressure. When we get to the end, we'll start to feel it grab a little bit. And we don't want to over tighten. Right there it's tight, it kind of just stopped. I'm gonna give it a little bit more, and that's it. You don't have to do anything crazy. And we're going to repeat the steps for the next ones also. So another brand new plunger. Looks great. Where's our needle nose? Going to grab these real gently on that little nipple in there, and we're just going to slide it down into the port. Nice and flat. It's not leaning any directions. Make sure this is free of debris. One more check before it goes in there, because after we get all these back on, we're actually going to put water back in this system, and we're going to make sure this pump produces water like it should. Perfect. We're just cruising right along. And these kits are pretty awesome because they'll come with a bunch of backup washers that we save. We're going to save all these because they're in pretty good shape once we clean them up. But those are designed to go around these if we ever need to replace those. And it also came with these replacements, but we're not replacing them because they're actually in pretty good shape once we get all the hard water and stuff off of them. Needle nose. That's not sitting flat, so we're going to readjust it. Perfect. Grab number 3. I got a lot of questions and emails about what this port does on the pump, because that's pretty unusual. We don't see a lot of these. But what it does in the wintertime, whenever you're wanting to run water out of this, and clearly they should have used it, this is just an air hose line. So you'll see it looks like a regular tire little piece here. Hook it up to the air chuck, and then if you were to undo these plungers, it'll blow water out, or if you just wanted to blow water out of the pump out on the outside, this is the exit port, put air in here, air goes in the chamber, blows all the water out. It's now safe for long-term storage, winterization, all kinds of fun stuff like that. Perfect. All right, those are looking good. We're flowing through this thing. Let's do the back side now. And set it just like that. Love that. Actually, I like it flat, just like that. So the point of it being flat when I install these new ones, it just encourages these to not move around once they're in the cavity of the pump. They sit nice and flush wherever I leave them. Because whenever we put these back in, if there's, say it was catching right there, like really early on, we know that that plunger is not sitting directly facing up. Yeah, whenever we can put them down like this far by hand, that's a really good sign. Just a little bit more. All right, I love how that one found its spot. Perfect. As we see, we got all 6 back in, top, bottom, everything's looking great, no gaps anywhere. The inside of the cavity is nice and cleaned out. We resurfaced all this, so the connection's nice and smooth. And then other than that, we'll jump back on the next shot. We're gonna actually have this on the pump, and we'll be putting these bolts in right there. This is kind of a challenging shot to show you guys. So we got the pump head back on here, and it's looking great. We're gonna install this to the unloader, put that back in here. We'll put these 8 bolts back in there, and then we'll reconnect that water supply line. So we'll kind of fast forward through this. All right, as we get these going, we're just gonna hand tighten. And being able to get these this far down, hand tighten is a great thing. So we're just gonna get them, not the wrench out yet, because there's a certain pattern you do on these. We're just gonna get these started so we can start that pattern. So whenever you're actually tightening them back down, you're gonna start in the middle and kind of work in a crisscross pattern. But I initially just get the ends on so I know everything else is gonna line up. If those are good, the rest of these are good. we're gonna jump back in it. This one was not giving me issues. I just couldn't get any leverage to get it tight. Okay, now they're all barely tightened in there. So we're gonna go in order here. We're gonna tighten in order. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the factory recommendation. So we'll just pick, that's already tight, cool. Perfect. Okay. And I might not have got the pattern exactly right. The point is just to crisscross. You want to apply pressure as evenly as possible. So this is how you do it. And this one was kind of loose. I didn't give it all the way in. Perfect. Now we're going to go back and just kind of recheck the same one, see if the tolerances have changed at all. Tight. Good. That one was a little bit. Nope. All right, so this pump is looking good. All right, guys, we're all done with the mechanics of it. So we're gonna do a little test, make sure we actually get water out and the pump's actually working like it's supposed to. We got a standard M5 twist here. This is one of our sharpshooter tips. This might be my favorite style of shooter tip that's ever been on the market. We've tried them all. We've tried Kyle stuff, every website we've tried them, and they are good, but I think this is just the best. It's just a little bit better rifling, better distance, long, when we're reaching up like 3 or 4 stories, there's less misting of water. I can kind of go on and on about these. Well, let's turn the pump on and then make sure we got water coming out of this thing. So we can have our shooter. Perfect. Hey! Perfect. Looking good, flowing good. Let's turn the heat on, make sure the heat kicks on. Perfect. Burner's on. I don't know if you guys can see if there's actual heat coming out of the top of the machine. All right, happens that fast. So we got hot water coming out. We know everything's thick. So since we ran the hot water, we're gonna turn the burner off and keep running some water. All right, guys, I appreciate you. And the reason we run the burner with cold water after it's been on for a minute, and keep in mind, I also only set it's like 120 degrees for the test to make sure the burner is functioning, we know the pump is working. So there's coils, worm in there, it's copper, it gets really hot. Whenever you're using your burner, you don't want to turn your machine off and let that get, it's really hot, it'll slowly cool down. We want to, when we turn our stuff off, keep running the unit, turn off the burner, run a bunch of cold water through it, cool all those coils in there down, make sure your system is cooled down correctly. So that's the standard. If you didn't know, now you do know. But I think we're gonna pick up some more of these. These little shooter tips are just insane. We like these a lot. They're sharpshooter 8 gallon a minutes. And whenever we're downstreaming, we actually use the 6 gallon a minute ones. They're green. They draw a ton of chemicals and they reach 4 stories with us from the ground with just downstreaming, which is just incredible. So I appreciate you guys. Any questions on this? If you have a pump, keep in mind this was a Comet pump. If it's a general pump, they're pretty much the same internals. They're just gonna be different rebuild kit numbers. We've done both. We prefer general, but the Comet pump that we just worked on was super easy, like level 2 of 10 being very difficult. This was just a couple of the right tools and being patient, getting all the calcium worked off of there. But appreciate you guys. Have any questions, reach out at hello@americanwashsystems.com. Reach out to our website, americanwashsystems.com. You can reach out to us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the big socials. We have all those and we're very active daily on there. If you have a video of something you want done, so you have a pump like this and you don't know how to get started with it, shoot us an email or drop a line below, and you'd be surprised. We'll probably put a little video out for you as a walkthrough, help you guys out. But I appreciate you guys, and I think this heated unit is actually going to go on a 6x10 we just got in. We're going to trash all these Cox reels, trash the tank, and we're probably going to give the trailer away, the tanks away, the reels away, and then it'll be rebuilt, essentially a 6x10 pro axle trailer that we have. It'll have a 12-volt system, full soft wash, 3-stage manifold, blending system. But the best parts will go to aluminum king reels, and then that trailer will have heat. So it's a full roof trailer. If we don't want to pop gum or do some parking garage work, it'll be very versatile for those things. But I appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.